Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you a finished object which is a Swiss dot top by Nash.Knits. At least Nash.Knits is on Instagram, so on the Ravelry I'm going to write it down below. So check the link to the pattern. I really recommend it. This is what I'm going to talk about the yarn, about my experience knitting with it and going through the process of it, and maybe in case develop extra bits to it in the future. So keep on watching. So here it is. This is this top. I knitted size for 2 and 3 years olds. Hopefully you can see it. The Swiss dot, there are the mixture of knits and purls, creating this structure. And let me go through the procedure at the beginning, and I hope I'm going to repeat everything what I said in my episodes. So check it out while I was knitting, and maybe that'll be your interest too. Therefore, first I bought a pattern and I couldn't download it. It occurred, I think the issue was with the size. Actually, maybe yesterday, then designer uploaded a lighter version of the file, so hopefully that fixed the issue. That wasn't an issue for me whatsoever. I sent an email to designer sent me a pattern. I tried to open my phone to work with it, and there was an issue. It kind of scrolled, something wrong with my phone. Therefore, luckily, there is like an option down below if you have an iPhone that you can compress the size of the file, and then it created a new file. I was able to open it, and then I was able to play with it. Remember, you can always play with the markers in the feature of PDF file on most phones. Therefore, I was just marking with it what I finished, so I will keep a track what I'll be knitting, and especially I was highlighting the size that I wanted to knit, because it has a bigger size. I think we start from 0 to 3, we go until 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. I think 4-year-old is the highest. The gauge over here is 26 stitches, if I remember correctly. I haven't swatched for the garment per se, but listen, I did swatch. What did I do? There's no schematics in the pattern. The pattern contains 29 pages, but most of the pages are charts for different sizes you have. Therefore, I think the most important pages you have is the first 10. So just browse through it. If you want to print it, don't press print straight away. Just print what you need. My recommendation for you in case you're printing things. I didn't. There's no schematics. That's kind of like even a drawing, like a hand drawing somewhere. So I've tried to tell you how it's knit up, because it will gives you a map what you'll be doing in the pattern. So what you do, you knit sections. So you knit, I think maybe you start with the back, maybe front, it doesn't matter. So you knit a section, then you knit another section, then you join that section together. Then you go to the back and you do the same section, and you join that section. Once you join that section, so there you will be keeping your pieces on hold, live stitches. So you can use waste yarn. I used extra long circular knitting needles. It's 2.5, which is 1.5 US, I think. So I kept it like that, and it worked well. However, I would recommend if you have like a tiny little needles, that would be really pleasant experience knitting. With those cables, long ones, going here and there, and I was holding 2 on one. It was a bit of a mess, especially when I had the kids around, but I did not have a time space to go up and find another needle to put that on it. Therefore, what I wanted to say, once you do that, then you're knitting the body, so this section, and the body contains this lovely pleat, and we have box pleat, I think that's how you call it, and it has a link to the tutorial how to do it. It is not the tutorial designer, it is to different kind of YouTube channel, so you can check it out. I might actually even send it to you, like link down below, because like I said, it's not designer, it is linked to someone else. So just you know what to do. And in regards tools, maybe I'll say over here. So I was knitting this on 3 millimeters, which is US size, help me out, 4. I I think. Although there's also information about, like I said, 2.25 millimeters, which is US size, I think 1.5. I might be mistaken. And I think I just glimpsed it quickly in regards to that section. But you will need at least 2 DPNs for that pleat. Actually, the pattern tells you to put on the 3 DPNs, but I kind of manage with 2. I just edit the needle and I just did the magic thing, what they say over there. Although I read it and I couldn't, I watched it and I couldn't, I just imagined myself how the fabric will look. So when I was folding those needles to start knitting through them, and then kind of gave me just an idea, you know, how to do it. And I survived with that. This pleat is not only on the front, it's also a beautiful feature on the sleeve on one side and on the other side. And then once you finish the body, you leave, again, stitches on hold. I think you don't bind off. And then you play with this section. Every section has a name. I'm so bad with remembering names. Therefore, there's a recommendation of using provisional cast on. And there's many techniques. You can do it with a hook. You can do provisional long tail cast on. I did that one over here. And then you can go another version, I think, somewhere. So I did provisional long tail cast on over here, and is the one that, as you would prepare for long cast on, the one on the strand is a different color, and then you'll be snapping and taking it out, which I thought is just a waste of time. It would have given me the same effect as if I would do it with the back loop cast on method. Therefore, there was a chance for me to try it, because once you pick up for the sleeves and knit and make this beautiful pleat, then you have those little flurry things, and it's the same idea that you will leave the stitches on hold and then create this lovely section and join them together. So I was like, oh, brilliant opportunity to try with just basic cast on, back loop cast on method, and then just pick up those kind of visible loops when you create that cast on. And it was perfect. And if I compare it, you know, I'm not really the best with details, I think, over here, but it gives me exactly the same visual effect. And I'm just thinking, like, do I really would have to do that to have a set weight? And wouldn't it be something to make it to kind of create this kind of seam look instead of, but you know, my brain is completely empty these days, maternity leave and stuff. And I was thinking, like, well, and once you do that, all on 3mm needles, which is US size, I think, 4, then we are doing this I-cord, beautiful thing, around this section, and that was a pleasure. I don't know, it kind of relaxed me. For some, could be very kind of, you know, if you've ever done I-cord, you either like the process or you don't like the process. Let me know down below which group are you. And sometimes it depends on the project, I would say. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. In this situation, I really liked it. I don't know why when I was making it, but basically you make I-cord, then you connect it to the whole thing and you make an I-cord, and that's that, and you finished. And you do that on those smaller knitting needles. There are loads of ends, and I thought I have only one left, but if I do have this footage, I'm going to put it here. If I had that footage, then you've seen it. I dropped a stitch. If not, check in the previous episode, Not Finished Object. When I did how to pick it up, I basically took a 3mm hook, grabbed the loop that I was able to see, and just pull through those ladder things going through. And obviously at the end I have a loop still sticking out and the question what to do. Therefore I took leftover, maybe this size, and what I did, I pulled the yarn through that loop and pulled those ends in a different positions, slightly close, you know, not that it's visible, through the fabric to the wrong side. And you can see I haven't, because I want to show you that, although I would love to show you how the whole process, but no way. Therefore, I have it here. It's not going through the same hole. Therefore, I was able just to do a half of the knot, let's say that way. So what I can do now, I can wave in here and here on the wrong side and some stage, but you can't really tell. You can't really tell where it was. It was somewhere over here. So it's beautiful, and I would love to see my little one wearing it. And she's the person that she likes to be committed to task, engage things, not really with the clothes and changing and so on and so on. Therefore, I haven't put that on her yet. Hopefully it's long enough. If not, that's what I was saying, what I would do to change this. Therefore, because it's quite heavy, I measured it on my scale in the kitchen. 164 grams of the yarn. I'm going to show you the yarn. The yarn is cotton. I'm not sure have I mentioned that during the episodes per se, but I did tell the brand. It's Drops Safran, and it says Unicolor 100% cotton. My size recommends to have 200 grams. I use 164, so quite good. I wasn't sure design and methods of informing, like, you know, so I got an extra 50, especially this is just cost €1.55, at least in my shops in Ireland. I'm from Ireland. I live in Ireland anyway. So this is 160 meters, 175 yards in 50 grams, 100% cotton. So I was giving a math in regards, if you took maybe a wool content mixture with something else to have it lighter, we could kind of chopped off the weight by maybe 40 grams, so it's a lighter garment. Like I said, I have some leftovers from that 200 grams and have an extra 50 grams, so I could add extra section, but although it's very tempting to do so, I'm not really in the mood to, because the bind off over here is different, so I'm not sure how, you know, I would not want to play with that again. But in case you're interested to extend it, my recommendation is to maybe go for something lighter. So like here is the Kid Silk Drops, so very light yarn if used, so you know what I mean, and you could add maybe something that it's more delicate at the end, or like I said in the episodes, you might be okay with 100 grams of one yarn for this section, front and back, and then have something different for the sleeves and for the bottom of this, which just looks also amazing. And you could have a cotton maybe over here on the structure or the body, and the sleeves and something else could be the more fluffy, puffy, I call it, yarn, like, you know, silk, kids mohair or kid silk, whatever light thing you have. Maybe hold it double or single, because it's kind of more like a sport weight over here yarn, and just add it over that, and it would have interesting effect, I would say. Would I knit it again? Yes, I would. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really recommend it. Designer has amazing patterns, so definitely check her Ravelry. And I'm going to tell you what my measurements are. Like I said, 164 grams I used for this, so I'm sorry, I would not fit with 150, and 200, it's a little bit too much, so like extra 15 grams of something. So definitely if I just did sleeves maybe in a different yarn, I could stick with 150, so I would need 3 balls and something. Just saying, because not everyone has a budget to buy new yarn for something. Although for this it cost me €6.20, so basically in an environment now in Ireland would be 2 coffees, maybe 2 teas, let's say it that way. So what do we have? So chest flat, when I put it flat, just measured flat, I have 31 centimeters, which is 12 inches. From shoulder to the bottom, including this little dress, I would say, but it's not, it's just an effect of this little top. Also 31 centimeters, so also 12 inches. And then I have 2 inches for the neck opening, and for the arm opening also have 2 inches, like 6 centimeters and then 5.5. So I would say 2 inches. Okay, so that's all I can tell you in regards to this design. Obviously there's loads of numbers, there's loads of sizes. The techniques, like I said, there are 2 links tutorials to how to, like I said, to make this box, how to knit the box pleat, and there's another link, how to bind off. And that bind off is actually linked to designer YouTube channel. So I'm not sure can I link that YouTube channel over here, but I presume link is just from the patterns. There's nothing you'll be able to probably see that. So yeah, so I would say go for it. It's really lovely. If I knitted more from the designer's page, obviously, yes, there's many things I would want to. She calls for test knitters sometimes too, but obviously my situation and would I be committed and I would want to finish on time or even earlier, that's the person I am. And I know I would not be able to fulfill that request in full. I would not even go for it. Brioche, she has some brioche. I would not go for that. Lately she had colorwork sweater. But what future can bring. I hope you enjoy this little video. I thought it's going to take 5 minutes, but it's so long. So till the next one, if you have any questions, please send them to designer now, because I finished and normally I forget what I've done. And let me know down below, have you knitted? Would you knit it? And what kind of yarn you would knit if you just dream knitting, and the budget is not letting you to maybe purchase the pattern. Let me know all down below, and I hope you're going to enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.